because I've recorded it. Okay, quickly, hi everybody. It is Sunday the 17th of February, and I'm just going to play a video for you. It's just music, so I'll put some music on my phone to listen to it. I'll just give you a quick heads up. I'll put it back to the beginning. So it's a guy called Dr. Masaru Emoto, and he basically was a doctor that discovered something incredible. So basically, our bodies are made up of, children are 75 to 78% of their body is made from water. Okay, adults, we have got 50 to 65% of our body is made up of water. Now, if you're a man, you'll have more water, women less slightly because we hold a little bit more fat. But that's the average. Dr. Masaru did an experiment and he claimed that water exposed to positive speech and thoughts would result in visually pleasing crystals. So he froze water, he played classical music, he spoke love, he spoke appreciation to the water, and this is what shapes the water froze into. Okay, so you're going to see all different shapes. Then he also put heavy rock and he spoke bad words and he swore, you are a liar, you are not enough, you are, I can't even say the words. It's really hard for me to say that. And you will see the way the water crystals froze. This is incredible, guys, because what he said that negative talk freezes the water differently to positive talk. And the fact that more water's in children, where do we get this crap in here from, is more water in children than adults. So what have you been taught, what have people said to you your entire childhood life, okay, that's almost frozen inside of you? And I'm going to now play the video for all of you to watch and enjoy. So here goes, take two.
Okay, I've just found someone. He's definitely going to
join. Fiona, you haven't shared the screen?
No, I'm not, sorry. Why? It's a no-brainer.
Fiona, we cannot see anything.
You can't see the picture at all now?
No, I don't think you shared your screen.
I didn't. Oh, God. Did I share my screen the first time, didn't I? I did, didn't I? Here we go. Share screen. Okay, let's start again. Can you see it now? Yeah, okay, great. Sorry, guys. Yay. Right, you can see that, yeah? All right. Let's stop chat. I should get off that first. Okay. Interesting, hey? Everybody get that in the end. Sorry about that. Thank you, Krista, for being my guidance there. No one's seen that before, no? You have, Vicky, yeah? Powerful stuff, isn't it? Freezing water. That's what it was. So your body's, you know, a lot of it, most of it's made up of water. That's why the words inside mean the most, okay? Because who are you talking to every single day? Yourself. You know, Libby said to me, Mommy, this boy at school, he talks out loud all the time. I'm like, that's okay, you're talking all the time too. And she went, no, I'm not. I said, you are, but you're keeping inside. No one's hearing your words, but you're talking to yourself. So on that note, okay, so really now I mean, I know that a lot of us have shifted. And so this is what I'm going to really do, is to help you now that we know what we need to do moving forward. This is, I'd like to really train tonight on this whole, okay, so when we feel that tension start, what can we do to stop it and release? And I know we've done the band now since week 1, so most of you have got that down to an art form, but actually what we can do, so that's the words, okay, that's the thoughts and feelings of really outside and inner, probably more about looking around you with your eyes, because we have these 5 senses we're hooked into for survival in this world. But actually, I'm going to take you to a little bit of a deeper place, and this comes to really grounding you down into meditation. Okay, now I did not do any meditation before I went to MVP, but I started the process towards the back end of promoting to National Vice President. And I do it every single day, 15 minutes without fail. Okay, and like most people, I had no idea what I was doing at the start. I just sat there, I got in a comfortable position, I closed my eyes, I did some deep breathing, and I just knew that if I, you know, I'd always 15 minutes set my timer, and my job was to stop all thoughts, which is very hard. Okay, and if thoughts would come, just to accept it and let them float by. But really to sit there, if thoughts came to me, that's fine. I could, you know, maybe sort of, you know, say, okay, thank you. And then I would ask them to leave and just keep a clear mind. And it really has helped me connect to in depth that feeling when I talked about at the beginning of this call. Sorry for you guys coming on the recording, you missed the start, but it's okay. When I talked about connection to, I don't play any music. No, Tyron. No, I just sit there quiet. I like quiet. You know, when Abraham, you know, you all know about Esther, right? And Abraham, her angel, her archangel, and she says about the ticking of a clock. or, you know, the radiator noise or something like that is helping you to keep in that kind of, you know, when we drive a car and we're really tired and you don't think you're that tired, but then suddenly you're like, oh my God, I'm really tired and I didn't feel tired before I did this long drive, because the motion of the car and the noise is very similar to being in your mother's womb. Did you know that? Okay, so it's the kind of thing I feel. Where's my water gone? Oh, my daughter's taken off. Oh, she hasn't. So I kind of feel like that, you know, that I like quiet and I just want to, I don't want any distractions. And so I just let things come in and come out and filter through. And and again, you know, I've worked on this and I've got better. Sometimes I'm almost like nod off. If I'm really tired, I'm like nodding and I wake myself up. But I sit up still. I sit up in my legs crossed, so I'm not too comfortable, so I will fall asleep, because I want to get into a place of floating, and I do that. So it's just like I can't really feel my fingers anymore, and my arms sort of, and I'm just kind of floating. What time I do it, funny enough, Monday to Friday, I'm really strict. So I get up and I do my miracle morning, like I get up at 5 and run. So once I've come back from the school run, Vicky, before I do anything else, and you know, we talked about the hourglass last week and we talked about doing one thing at a time. So before I do anything else is meditation first. So I'm all done my meditation before 9 o'clock. And I know I have to, because Jade and I speak at 9. She calls me at 9 every morning, so I have to do it. So it's really good because I'm very strict and I run my life like a tight ship, because I can't have things overlapping. I don't have time, so I have to get that in. Then I've got that call with Jade, and then normally Danny, and then I go on to reading my 10 pages before I do anything else in the day. Or if I'm too busy, I have to do my 10 pages at night. But I get tired at night, so I know I'm not digesting as well. So it really depends what time of day suits you the best. Okay. All right. So, okay. So when you start to feel this impact of things going on, that can sometimes surmount us. I mean, I think for me now, my biggest challenge is my kids. They can really, really, really get my buttons going. And it's like, oh my God, like seriously, like it's like the biggest test of work on myself is my children. Like I can deal with, like, you know, and let me just tell you, share with something really important. So I'd like to do this when the outside world interferes with your routine and you get a text or a message that's rude. It could be somebody who you've, you know, offered, you know, like products to, or somebody in your team, or somebody not even in your team in Arbonne, or somebody just, or your family, or it's just rude, right? And it pisses you off, okay, because it's not necessary. Never, ever, ever do anything within the first 24 hours. So that's anything I get problem or anything, I will not do anything, because if I do, I'm reacting. And it means that I'm actually lowering my vibration to the response to them. So I'm going to react. And what am I going to do? I'm going to get my heckles up, right? So I do nothing and I wait 24 hours. Normally, the problem has already solved itself by a consultant in my team or something, or a leader, yeah? But if it hasn't after 24 hours, I will then address that problem and I will write an answer back coming from a control place of responding, not reacting. Okay, so you do that. It's great. You have the power. You don't hand the power over. That's, you know, and the same with my kids. I count to 10. I walk out the room. It's difficult when you're driving a car and they're both like that in the back saying, yeah, oh, stop. I have this like get out of jail card free word is stop. Okay, so delaying the response breaks up and interferes with the automatic workings of conditioning. So what that means, counting 10. When you're tempted to become angry, is based on the same principle and is very good advice. If you count slowly, and you will in fact delay the response. So it's 1, 2, okay, and you're breathing. I tend to, I kind of used to do a lot of biting my jaw, kind of like this with my mouth when I was like a teenager. I kind of get myself, you know, so I automatically know I have to make sure my tongue now sticks to the top of my mouth, and I know that, or I hold my breath now, so I know I have to release that. So I just consciously, you know, just make sure that I'm just ebb and flow here. Okay, so all right. So it's good to get clear in your mind the fact that disturbed feelings, so that our disturbed feelings, when we start to feel anger, hostility, fear, anxiety, and insecurity, they're caused by our own responses and not externals. So things can set you off, especially if you're having a great day and then suddenly something happens, like somebody cuts you off in traffic. Okay, you are then totally in charge of the way you're going to flip out or you're not. Okay, So it has been proved in scientific laboratory experiments that you absolutely cannot feel anger, fearful, anxious, insecure, unsafe, as long as your muscles remain perfectly relaxed. Isn't that interesting? So I could feel myself tensing up. So it's a way of just releasing, so relax. So you can feel that, shoulders go up, you know. I see a lot of people, shoulders hunched a lot. It's like, get them down. Okay, that's holding tension, guys. So really think about your physical body at the time. Tension in muscles is a preparation for action or a getting ready to respond. Because remember, we're animals first and foremost. So, you know, you're about to pounce, right? So you withdrawing, and that's tensing. You're about to do something. Tension, so relaxing muscles brings about mental relaxation. So we work here, it's all interlinked, guys. Or a peaceful, relaxed attitude. Thus, relaxation is nature's own tranquilizer. Isn't that good to know? We're armed with this already, which erects a psychic screen or umbrella between you and the disturbing stimulus. Physical relaxation is a powerful disinhibitor, I can never say that word, for the same reason. Rather than from over-responding to negative feedback, relaxation means no response. No, just switch off from that. Don't have to get into that. Therefore, in your daily practice of relaxation, you are learning to disinhibit yourself, as well as providing yourself with nature's own do-it-yourself tranquilizer, which you can take with you into your daily activities. So protect yourself from disturbing stimuli by maintaining the relaxed attitude. So meditation will absolutely do that for you if you do that every day. So calm mind, calm body, calm mind. Believe it or not, it's all interlinked. It doesn't matter which end of the thread you start with, whether it's physical or mental relaxation, the result will be the same. Okay, so you want to relax your body, your mind will follow suit. If you relax your mind, your body will follow suit. Okay, so here's a nice little story for you. So during the last days of World War II, someone commented to President Harry Truman that he appeared to bear up under the stress and strain of the presidency better than any previous president, that the job did not appear to have aged him or sapped his vitality, and that this was rather remarkable, especially in view of the many problems that confronted him as a wartime president. His answer was, "I have a foxhole in my mind." He went on to say that just as a soldier retreated into his foxhole for protection, rest, and recuperation, he periodically retired into his own mental foxhole where he allowed nothing to bother him. Now, funnily enough, Edison 9,999 times to invent the light bulb on the 10,000th attempt, and we don't call him a failure. We call him, basically doing many experiments to get the end result, which was successful. And his first experiment he did, which was successful, he called it Mazda, after a famous guy who taught him how to relax in a state. So he would actually sit in a rocking chair with a rock, and he would like rock back and forward. If he fell asleep, he'd drop the rock and he'd wake up. And he'd call himself, "I'm taking myself to the land of knowledge, to asking questions." So he saw the universe as the answers, there's nothing here that there is no answer for. If you're asking the question, you'll get the answer, and tuning into that vibration. So he relaxed his mind to get the answers to all his incredible, who would even thought to even, where do you start even to begin to invent electricity or a light bulb? How does that even that's how advanced he was. But he said it came from the outer, this place where he would tap in by meditation and by relaxing his mind and relaxing his muscles and his body. Okay. So I really cannot urge all you guys here strong enough to invest and utilize your imagination to build your own foxhole in your mind here too. Okay, each of us need a quiet room inside the mind, a quiet center within, like the deep of the ocean that is never disturbed, no matter how rough the surface waves may become. This quiet room within, which is built in imagination, works as a mental and emotional decompression chamber. It depressurizes you from tensions, worry, pressures, stress, refreshes you, and enables you to return to your workaday world better prepared to cope with it. It is my belief that each person, you guys already have your own quiet center. I know Danny has a bath every night. There's something you do to relax your body. or something you already do to relax your mind, okay? And it's basically, it's like having a mathematical point in the very center of a wheel. So, you know, a wheel goes round and there's the axis in the center that doesn't move. That's your foxhole. So things are all going around you, but you are staying calm and true to yourself. What we need to do is find this quiet center within us and retreat into it periodically for rest, recuperation, and renewed vigor. Okay, so one of the most beneficial things is basically to build this. I already said before, it's going to be in your imagination. I want you to now furnish this room, a little mental room, with whatever is most restful and refreshing to you. Perhaps beautiful landscapes, paintings, a volume of your, I don't know, favorite verse. If you like poetry, people have words they really love. If anyone's got any tattoos on the body, you could have those words on your wall in your quiet room, because it means something a lot to you. The colors of the walls are your own favorite pleasant colors, but it should be chosen from the restful colors of either blue, light green, yellow, or gold. Those are peace colors, okay? Blue, light green, yellow, or gold. The room is plain and it's simply furnished. There's nothing distracting in there. It's very neat and everything is in order because no clutter. Simplicity, quietness, and beauty are the keynotes. It contains your favorite easy chair. From one small window, you can look out and see a beautiful beach. The waves roll in on the beach and retreat, but you cannot hear them because your room is very, very quiet. You can take as much care as building this room in your imagination as you would in building an actual room. Be thoroughly familiar with every single detail. Do not permit the thought that this is too childish to stop you. The power of this technique lies in its careful and thorough construction, its vivid detail, its realness as a place of retreat rather than just some vague idea. So whenever you have a few spare moments during the day between whatever you're doing, appointments, you know, driving, traffic, you know, school run, go into your quiet room. So I do this every hour. On the hour, I take myself to my quiet room. Every hour, I go to my quiet room. Just a couple of minutes, but I just sit wherever I'm sat, my eyes shut, and I see this. And this is so calming, okay? I'm on every single WhatsApp group, okay? I have people message me a lot, okay? So, you know, I am super busy and I need to know that my cup has to be full to give to others. So I need to also come from, if I'm going to give somebody the best version of me, they need to have that. And I need to periodically stop in my foxhole and just breathe that and know that I'm safe. And I can go back in the world and face anything that's thrown my way, anything, okay? So whenever you begin to feel tension mounting or feel hurried or harried, retire into your quiet room for a few moments, just a very few minutes, not long, guys, taken from a very busy day. In this manner will more than pay for themselves. It is not time wasting, it's time investing. Say to yourself, I'm just going to rest a bit in my quiet room. Relax your muscles, tension, shoulders down. Imagine yourself then climbing the stairs to your room and say to yourself, I am now climbing the stairs to my room. Because my room is overlooking the beach, the sea. It's beautiful. Now I'm opening the door. Now I am inside. In imagination, notice all the quiet, restful details. See yourself sitting down in your favorite chair, utterly relaxed and at peace with the world, because your room is secure. Nothing can touch you here. There is nothing to worry about. You left your worries at the foot of the stairs. There are no decisions to be made here. No hurry, no bother. Okay, so this escapism, you can also do it. So that's what I want to do. So imagine if you can do that, you can mentally vacate your workaday world of duties, responsibilities, decisions, pressures, and get away from it all into your no pressure chamber, like a calculator. Everybody got a calculator? So you do a maths, so-and-so times so-and-so equals so-and-so. And then what do? Zero. You go back to the beginning, or you turn it off and turn it back on and do the next additional sum. So that's what you got to think like. If I'm work, you can't work. I'm going to stop. I'm going to back to zero, time out, breathe, relax. I'm back in. I'm back in the game and I'm ready. I'm full up again. This does all make sense to everybody. Yeah? Okay. So like an electronic computer, you switch it off every night and back on in the morning. You must clear the machine of previous problems before undertaking a new one, like a calculator. Otherwise, parts of the old problem or the old situation will carry itself over into the new one, and you're going to give a wrong answer. And you don't want to give a wrong answer. Thank you, Claire, lovely. So a common example of carry over is failure to clear your mental machinery. So it goes like this. A man comes home, a busy businessman. He's got his workaday worries and his workaday mood home with him. Have you ever had this? Your spouse, your partner, when you're younger, your mother, your father, whatever. So all day he's been feeling this. He's like stressed out, and he's all set to go. He's kind of getting aggressive because he's got nowhere to go, and it's building, boiling inside. Perhaps so what happens? So he goes home, and physically he stops working physically, but not mentally. So he's still feeling that aggressiveness. He's still feeling frustration, the hurry, and the worry. He's still set to go and cannot relax. So what does he do? He's irritable with his wife and his family. He keeps thinking about problems at the office, although there is nothing he can do about that. Okay, so that's just one story, but you can see how people, all about us all the time, I'm having to teach my kids, my youngest, to go into a foxhole because teenagers are like, oh, Jesus, they need time out too, and we can teach them early on in life, and it sets them up for life. It really does. So, okay. Just let me see if I'm almost done. 1 minute, 2, 3, and one more. Okay, so almost done. Okay. Oh, no, that's fine. I think that's the right one. Okay. All right. So, okay. So we're done. So that, but late. Sorry. I shouldn't have been so. I should be 30 minutes, but I'm 40 minutes. Anyway, we're training. So I just want to know. I'm going to turn over to you guys, and it's your turn to comment maybe on the water experiment, what you thought about that, or what you thought about this foxhole, and also what you've done, because I'm not giving you any homework, but your own mind, which is the hardest of all, what you've achieved, maybe a bit of highs and lows last week, where your shifts were, and really, how you feel that it's changing you, or you feel this kind of gratitude of actually, I get me, because you're having huge shifts. So, Krista, you're first on my screen. You're first, my love.
Why am I always first on your screen? All right. So I actually have taken a clear your clutter meditation class today. And for the very first time, I was able to be in the present. Usually when and we talked about that before, when I'm meditating, I have I think about this, I think about my day, I think about the girls, I think of my husband, everything, and I can't. So today, I guess the way they talked about it and brought us in, I literally was aware of just everything around me, the noise and the other people, the movement. It was a group. There was 16 or 17 people in the same room. So I felt really just great, because everyone says meditate, and I just haven't been able to. And so I think I'm definitely getting there. So that was a plus. The movie, I actually have seen one where a school had a similar experiment with plants. They had plants and they had them in a glass thing, so they would not be able to just be pushed or whatever. And the students were instructed to be really kind and loving to one of the plants, and then just not really be nice to the other plants. And like the water, the plants that they were nice and friendly and loving were thriving, and the other ones, they were half dead. So it's quite incredible what they did with that. As for my own mind, I definitely find myself kind of falling back into I don't know, I can't, what do I do? I have that, but I definitely get closer to being able to get out of there. As for the band, I do have the band, but I have to remind myself to put it on and use it. I get all the stripes from when it moves around, but I haven't really done the clips. So this one is a bit of a struggle for me. I have to work on that. So yeah, that's kind of my side.
I love it. Thank you. I'm so pleased you started to get into meditation, because it's not something that it feels natural to us, you know, because we're so almost like the outside world cons us, you know, in the five senses are there. They're great. But what are they doing? Smell, touch, taste, sense, and sight. They're there as a survival mechanism, really, to deal with the outside world and to be able, you know, it's like you're going down the highway and you've got all this stuff going on, and I can see the people moving, and you can see my hand, you can hear my voice, and you've got probably people in the other room, and whoa, that's just getting by. And people think that's thinking. That's not thinking, that's surviving. That's your senses is to make you not cross the road if there's a lorry coming, because you'll hear it, right? So by just getting into meditation, it does feel weird, because it's like, it's just deathly silent. But that's what it's meant to be, because we're going back from where everything started in the first place, which was from silence, you know? And the very first thing was light. Light and energy created all of us here, this world we live in. So I love it. Thank you, Krista. The easier way, by the way, to not forget is just keep your band on all the time. Don't take it off and then put it back on. Or get a looser one. Yeah, everyone's like, a hairband. I just find hairbands are better than rubber bands. They really pull your hair and they hurt. Anyway, thank you, my lovely, for your honest. And the thing about the plant, amazing. Prince Charles may not be as crazy as we think and talks to plants all the time, right? Yeah. Okay, Vicky, you're up next.
Can you hear me okay? Okay. This training has come at a really good time for me. It's like as if it was made for me this week, because I don't know about anyone, but this week I've had a bit of stress. I feel as if I've been in a whirlwind and I haven't had time to think, and just, you know, I just got caught up in this whole thing, and it's to do with, again, like you said, the kids. I've only got one, and he's about 5 kids all put together. That's how it feels anyway. So hope he's not listening. He's not a kid, he's 19, but still it goes on. You know, if they live with you, it's still a challenge. So anyway, Monday night I was in bed crying my eyes out. I just had a bad beginning of the week, and it just kind of snowballs. So as I say, I've not been thinking, just doing getting busy, and just. So what I did was I said, right, I've got to set myself a goal this week, and I did. I said, right, I've got to do a video, a Discover on video, which I don't do very often. I'm not very good at that, and. So it goes back to the belief training last week, so I sat down in front of this screen, and I set myself up here, and then I started the video, and then I got halfway through and I went, oh, this is shit. And then I stopped it, and then I went back and watched it. I thought, I don't speak loudly enough, or I just hated every bit of it. And then I went away, and I was like, come on, why are you thinking that? Why do you believe that is the case? What, you know, how does it serve you? It doesn't. Come on. And I did, you know, the 5-second rule, you know, the rocket launch, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Okay, I'm doing it. So I sat down, did it again, and completed it. And I was like, oh, I was so pleased with myself. So, I mean, I haven't really watched it back yet, but I'm not going to do that, because it just makes me think, oh, look at this and look at that, and that's just me. You know, you've got to remember, it's just you. That's just the way you are, and you're not going to change anything. You're not going to become suddenly an actress, and you know, you're going to say it in a different way or sound different. So I did that, and I was like, yes. And then I went to a pamper session. It was belly dancing with Claire Slaney. And it was pamper, it was meditation, and it was all the things you just talked about. And I was just like, I'm right in. I've had a horrible week, and I was like, yes, I'm doing it. And so I went along and had a fantastic time. It was really, really good. Thank you very much, Claire. It was lovely. So that's my week.
Cool. Oh my God, well done. That is so brave to go back in. Good on you, because you literally went, This is taking me closer or further. You know, what is my belief, and it's not serving me. And you stood up to that old belief that said that, Vicky, you know, which we talked about anyway, where that's come from. More people, Vicky, in the world are out there can relate to you than they can relate to me. So you're like, what does that mean? You'll discover Arbonne. More people, okay, I am 11 and a half years of work, right? So I've become quite polished. So, you know, you see me as this, but I wasn't this person at the beginning, you know, believe it or not. You know, I worked very hard in my headspace. I worked very hard on my, you know, my heart and my, you know, what was serving me, what wasn't serving me, and who I was, and what did I want, and how can I help you? And by finding out that, by being authentic, then I began to shift. And when I started to shift, then it was like things around me shifted, you know, because when you choose the way you see things, when you choose to see things, the way you see things differently, and magic is just a shift in your perception. So it builds, and then eventually, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, people are looking at you and you're like thinking, shit, I've got to step up you know, I don't feel like I maybe can, but because they were asking me to help them, I began to be able to help them, not really being secure about it, but I didn't really have a choice. And then next thing, it's like, I stopped and looked and thought, oh my God, I can do it, because it wasn't about me anymore. I was shining the light on all my team, you know, or the people who was joining me. But at the beginning, people join you for you, remember that. And there's more people like you than me, because I remember one of the years ago, one of the trainers on stage was, you know, she was ridiculous, a bit like Sarah Dunning, £50,000 a month. And she was saying, somebody said, so, you know, so one-to-one, they don't know you from, you know, I promise you, when I pitched up, I did 2 launches, one yesterday, one the day before, nobody knew who I was in that room, you know, no one. And somebody said, so how much are you making then, you know? And she's like, do I tell them I'm actually only £50,000 a month? Because people can't relate to that. Or do I tell them I'm just started out in Arbonne and, you know, but I know that my sponsor or, you know, in our team is earning this amount, and and that's where, you know, I'm working towards that.
What did you do?
What do you mean?
Did you answer the question?
Oh yeah, I know. What, when people say how much do you earn? I do. I'm honest, I'm transparent. I don't want to necessarily. I don't actually find, I'm not comfortable. I was more comfortable saying that I didn't earn that much money, because it was easier for people across the table. Because when you say stuff like that, people immediately, you can, you know, you think having no money is a problem. It's just as much of a problem having money, because people are like, they treat you completely differently again. You know? So just remember, more people like you than me, in the sense that they're more nervous, they're more not comfortable. I mean, I don't like my picture being taken, but I'm like, get over yourself, you know, who are you? You know, you'll never be a beauty queen, so shut up and smile and just, you know, be thankful people want the picture with you, right? For God's sake, you know what I mean? Same for you, you know. So if you were to put that out there, more people, you'll get more likes and people will follow you than they would me. I promise you. Also, when you are asked to talk on stage at any event, when you do my why, my story, it's wonderful, because nobody can say, no, you didn't do that, or you did do that, or you said, no. It's only you. That's the best story to get asked when people say, come on stage, I want to hear about your story for the next, and you're like, oh, this is the most easiest thing to do, because I don't have to sell people skills, and I don't have to you know, I just have to tell them my story. And nobody can judge you for that, because it's only your story. That's cool, right? Cool. Thank you, my lovely. Very brave. Do something like that again this week for me, will you?
Will do.
Massively step out of your comfort zone. Good. Okay, next is, I can see, is the lovely Sally.
Hi, everyone. Wow, I don't know where to start with my week. I was really, really high energy last Sunday, which was amazing. I went to work, talking about your relaxation period tonight. It's made me think, you know, I have a bath every single night, but we're having like a massive build at home and everywhere is just horrendous. Like, I'm not coming here after work, I'm going to my mum's for a bit and then I'm coming here, and I think I've really lost that relaxation time this week, because Monday morning it was really bizarre. I teach dance, and Monday morning, I had this urge. I just put the music on full blast in my classroom and I danced for about 15 minutes straight. And I haven't done that, I don't think, for about 5 years. And I just danced. I just had all this energy that I needed to release, which was amazing. First thing on a Monday morning. And then I think by Wednesday night or Thursday, I've just like, I think it's stress related because I'm just constantly out of the house. But I just came down with like I couldn't focus. My eyes were really sore. I couldn't look at my phone for very long. And then I've slept from Friday. No, Thursday night. So Thursday night I was asleep by 7 and I've slept through till like 6. Same on Friday. And then again last night, and then I've just woke up feeling a bit more refreshed today and had my bath as I normally do. I think it's because I've been having it at places that wouldn't have my space because people are still around. And like when I do it at home, I put Frankie to bed and then I have a bit of me time and stuff like that. But yeah, I really resonate with what you're saying tonight, Fiona, with regards to just so much going on. And I think I was saying last Sunday I loved loads of things going on, and but it's just, I think it's just all caught up on me. And I think the fact that it's half term as well, my body always gets ill and shuts down, and it's like I'm chasing that break from work, but I'm ready to go. So in terms of business wise, it's good. I think I've hit maintenance tonight. I'm a day late from Rogering just because I just couldn't hack yesterday. I couldn't get everyone's order in time. So we've hit maintenance today, which is amazing, in my central. So yeah, we're striving. I've done a huge goal. I didn't even anticipate to do this, but I've literally gone to like do area in a month. So I just thought I need something bigger to bring me down to reality. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
That is brilliant. Well done. Congratulations. And you know what? Now you know your coping mechanisms. So what you need to do is, because it does build up and build up, and eventually your body will shut down, and sleep is a penultimate turn, switching your brain off kind of thing. But if you can now break your day up with like every hour or whenever it's possible, 2 hours, to give yourself that foxhole feeling, to take yourself into that lovely room, shut the door, walk up the stairs and just sit, close your eyes wherever you can, even if it means you excuse yourself or work to the toilet, I don't care where, right? And just, that will help your coping mechanism so you don't crash and burn like you have done, which is great because now and you'll keep tiding over, because we all know, there's a time to be active and there's a time to, be kind of your body to feel heavy. There's a time to be this and fruitful, and there's a time to, sort of like put the seeds down. So, and congratulations. So the business is so area manager qual this month. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, girl. Woo! Amazing. I love it. Love it. Brilliant. Okay, next, Maritza, you are next on my screen.
Can you hear me?
You can.
Hi, everybody. This week I've been working on myself because I do a lot of multitasking, and we talked about last week about trying to slow down. I've been trying to do a little bit one thing at a time, because I've been feeling really, very overwhelmed about everything, working, the business. And so today, it's funny that you spoke about meditation today. About 2 o'clock, I had enough, and I thought I'm gonna go and lie down, and I lay down for 20 minutes, listening to a meditation app that I have, and I felt much better. So yeah, I just been trying to slow down a little bit, because I do too much. I feel I'm always like running, and I'm feeling like I was getting myself all stressed out. And I've been sending a lot of messages and trying to deal with people not responding, and I got a little bit frustrated today and yesterday. But apart from that, everything is good, all good.
Good.
Yeah.
And you work out in the gym as well, and that really helps to release tension and stress in your muscles. Like, you know, it's like the kids as well. They have no outlet. That they get, you can see teenagers, you know, like they're like growing and it's all kicking off, and they need, you know, just something. Whereas it's like hitting a ball, like where you can actually get it out, kind of thing, or running, or, you know, because all this het up, you know, stress and tension, and also giving them some focus, as well, is huge, just to help them, because they get bored and they need an outlet. You know, you can see the steam, you know, coming out there. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, and I also do meditation every morning. There is a Facebook Live at 6 o'clock every morning. It's called What's Your Morning? So I try to do that every morning. But yeah, today I did lose a little bit, but I'm fine now.
Good. And guys, whatever meditation, if you want to do it music or whatever suits you, you know, as long as you're finding that space within you to connect back to the beginning of time, really, to connect back to your soul, and just to find that peace inside of you, then yeah, it's great. It's almost like we pray to God, or the universe or whatever, when we need help. But by you doing the other way, it's like you're giving them, you know, you're just taking 50 minutes out of your 24-hour day to give it back to them, to say thank you for being there for me, you know. So it's a two-way thing. And I know some religions are very big into getting the mat and praying 3 times, 4 times a day as well, which is part of giving it back. You know, you take money and then you give it back, you know that you go pay your bills and all the rest of the stuff you do. So you breathe oxygen in and you give it back as nitrogen, but, you know, carbon dioxide, sorry, but, you know, it's always this whole kind of backwards and forwards feeling. So amazing. Right, next up is lovely Claire Slaney.
Good evening, everybody. Excuse me, I'm feeling a bit muffly today. I feel like I think we're all on the same page a bit with half term, and I don't know where everyone else is with half term and kids off and stuff, but it's definitely got the better of me at the end of this week. So I just wanted to start with saying about what the free writing we did the other week, and Donna, my amazing accountability partner, she gave me some music to do it to, because I was saying to her, like, I really do, that is it's mental all the time in my head, and I do find it a challenge to sit down and just really focus on that meditation or that writing, sometimes the reading as well, just to really focus that time block space to it. So she gave me this music, she's like, you need to listen to it once and then write to it after you've listened to it the first time. I listened to it and I'm dancing around, my body's moving, I'm like, oh, I need to stay focused. And played it again, got writing, and I heard the point in the music where I knew it was coming to the end, and all of a sudden this panic over me that I wasn't getting out as much as I wanted to write, and all of a sudden I was like writing really quickly, and I was like, oh my, and this urgency came that I had to get all these words out. Before, when I'd listened to the music, I was like, God, this is a bit long, isn't it? Like, Christ. And then the music went really quickly when I was writing. So that really proved to me that I do have the attention span to sit for 15 minutes. I don't think it was that. And actually get stuff out. It's actually not that difficult, and I am actually capable of doing it. And actually it is really beneficial for me. Like Vicky was saying, we did have a wellness workshop today, which Jen and I and my team are just trying to get our skills together and show people that we want to share what we love doing. So belly dancing, meditation, pampering today, first of many. And what you were saying before about your fingers go numb or tingly, mine do that when I do meditate. And it was lovely to be able to really just stop and do that today, you know, even though I did do a bit of teaching. But what I've really got from this mindset course so far is the response, not the responding, as opposed to kind of getting crazy. When you first get that message or whatever, I was cancelled on Friday night from dancing, and I was sitting there with my makeup on, and ironically enough, I'd just done a photo about me going dancing, so I had like social media proof that I was actually ready, and they cancelled me. I was a bit like, oh Christ, that's really put a span in my works with money wise. So I had a moment of wailing, literally just a moment, and then I thought, what can I do to make, I literally said to all 3 boys, like, right, what's am I going to do tonight that's productive? So I jumped online, I did a quick my story, and literally from the back of that, I've got new conversations and leads and one-to-one set up. And I think what you were saying about being asked to do your why, it takes that pressure off, because no one can judge you. No one it's your story. You're not right or wrong. No one can pick you up on anything. And I've had a lot of college friends and new friends going, oh God, I didn't realise you were doing Arbonne for that reason. I'm so glad it's helped you. I'm so happy for you. I thought the response has been really uplifting and really motivated me forward. Multitasking, I definitely have taken from last week, especially with half term and the kids no space, and Aaron being away this weekend, just to kind of, and I'm still guilty of it, trying to do everything at once, like we always do, try, push it a little bit. But I've definitely been more mindful of saying, do you know what, they need me right now. And I know we've had this conversation before, Fiona, of just putting those boys first, and they're only this little for this long and they need me. And I'm sure you mums can relate to that as well. So, but obviously desperately trying to crack on with my business at the same time as being a mum. And it's quite interesting what you say about this week's, what we're going to do this week of having that room. I walked into my dancing on last night, and what was kind of the staff room, junk room, trash, oh God, it's just a complete mess upside down. Walked in, carpet everywhere. And obviously they're Muslims, and they've actually made a prayer room, and they made it into a prayer room. So I opened the door and there's carpet everywhere with a big sign, do not wear shoes. So I literally, out of respect, took my shoes off. And they've created their own space to have that. And they had it before, but it's only a small area of the back of the room. But now they've converted the whole room. I don't know, but no one informed me where I was supposed to get changed. So I carried on getting changed in there. I felt really like I was actually treading on people's toes. I was like, no one was in there praying, but I was like, this is people's precious space in here. This is a designated area. And I was getting changing. I don't actually know where else I'm supposed to be getting changed because no one's informed me. But I need this too. And it's like, I think once we start putting taking our blinkers off, which is what Arbonne helps us do in life, and we become aware of all these things just start interlinking, don't they? Like what you're saying now, and having that space. I was in someone else's space yesterday, and it's just so important. And other religions do have that, and they create it and they make sure they have it 4-6 times a day. And I've lived out in Egypt, I've seen it and heard it, and they live by it. So yeah, I'm really excited to take it to the next level of not multitasking and getting a bit clearer up here, creating that clear space.
Nice. And
more inspirational thoughts.
And responding, not reacting, right?
Yeah.
Because when your team get to 4,500 people, you cannot.
Yeah.
You cannot react to it. It's
yeah, you can feel that. Like I still get it now, and that's why I know that the personal development is working, because you can feel that little inside you, but then you kind of no, back down. It's my life. It's my control.
Yeah, absolutely. A good thing to do meditation is this. When your inward breath is to go let, outward breath go, and just say it. Repeat it over again. At the first let, go.
Yeah.
No, it's just great. So
yeah.
Thank you. You're really taking this course on, and I love that you've been talking about everything you've learned so far, and you're putting it into action as well, and your accountability with Donna as well, because I've left you guys too. You can do as much as little as you want, and it's if you do a lot, you're going to go far, and you set yourself up really, and you are. So, and the thing is, when this boot camp finishes, we've got 1 week, next week's our last weekend, don't stop. This is a lifelong lesson. It's something that becomes habitual, and boy, do you feel like everything comes together. I mean, it's just like, my life is just, I'm just floating the whole time. Like literally, I'm just floating around with not a care in the world until when my daughter's like slams the door. Oh shit! Yeah, where are we? Yeah, we're
wake up.
Yeah, but
that's what it should be like. We shouldn't be walking around and going through life with everyone else's, problems. And we're here to listen. And we're all great listeners. That's why we're in. We're volunteering to be an Arbonne consultant, but because we're great at listening to people, but. It is a difference from, kind of going, I love you, but I need to not carry that on my shoulders. I've got my own thing and my own people to focus on. I'm here for you, but you have to learn to distance yourself, don't you? And kind of had that.
Yeah, you have to. The tree of the olive tree. You know the story about the olive tree?
I don't think so.
The great Greek fable. I love it. So it's about basically God is dressed up as an old man, and he's walking around, big storm knocking at doors. People open the door, they shut. No. It's a bit like Jesus, being born in a manger. Nobody wants to help. Anyway, this very young married couple opened the door and they let him in. I mean, he's a really old, ragged man, and they gave him all they have left, which is the last piece of bread and some olives. That's it. Sleeps at night, wakes up in the morning, they come down, and he's in all his glory. And he says, I am, I am that I am. So, and he sort of said, can I give you, I will give you one gift, what do you want? And they said, we want to be together forever. The olive tree comes from one root and it does this. So basically it does this. So it's basically twined around like that. It separates to two, but it goes like this. So not one is ever in the other's shadow. They are in love together, but they grow together, but they're separately, but they're together, but they never overshadow one another because they never overpower one another. And that is the olive tree. And that's a beautiful Greek fable right there.
Yeah. It is about respecting your own space and respecting others as well, isn't it?
Yes, you can truly shine, you know, when there's no shadow on you or in you. Cool,
Yeah.
but beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Megan, you're up next. No, okay, let's go on to who's Tyrion. You're next on my screen, my lovely.
There we are. Third time lucky. I couldn't unmute myself. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
So I feel like big breath coming out. This week has been busy with family life, and I feel like I haven't had time. I feel like my brain just is going to explode. I haven't done anything I said I was going to do last week. I haven't made those 15-minute time slots. I haven't. Every time I sit down with the tracker, I just go and procrastinate, and I just think, oh, and then something else goes, and I'll do that later. And I've been doing my messages and doing it my way, but I know my way isn't the right way because the tracker's there for a reason, because the tracker works. I just can't seem to focus. And I've had really negative mindset this week. I've been doubting myself a lot. Can I do this? Why isn't it working? Why is no one messaging me? And I don't know why. Just a lot going on. So I got my crystals, like you said. They've literally been in my hand all night. So I've got the 4 main quartzes, the amethyst for peace, the master healer, which is the clear, the citrine for abundance, and the rose for unconditional love. So I think going forward this week, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to use the crystals. I'm going to meditate. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with them. I've been carrying them around in their pouch, holding them, rubbing them, just kind of absorbing them. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I do know that I really want to keep working on my mindset, and I really just want to keep pushing forward this. I know how to do the activity, not properly, granted, I do need to work on that, but I think my mindset needs more work than anything else. That's kind of how this week's been. Not productive, I don't think.
Okay, are you still writing and burning? If you stop that, thank you for putting it, because I was going to tell you off.
Yeah. King. No, still writing.
You've got layers and layers and layers. If you wanted to have I love the fact that you say, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just doing what I feel is I can do. Perfect. That's your inner guide. It will show you. Okay, don't question it. Don't worry that you don't know about it. Just do what feels right, and it's going to give you so it's like giving you won't see the next step, but you will know the next step, if that makes sense. So it's like enlightening. It's like Michael Jackson Thriller, you know, when he did the pavement lit up, and then it's that process. Okay, I'm going to say as well to you, you've loads of layers. So actually, if you got yourself hypnotized, you would very quickly sort out a lot of crap very quickly.
I really said I wanted to do that, didn't I? I said to Ian not too long ago, I want to be hypnotized.
Hypnotized.
Yeah.
I'm really, really going to strongly urge you to be hypnotized, because it's quite messy still. Yeah, literally. And the thing is, you can unravel so much on your own, but again, that stuff can be done within 2-3 sessions will go.
It just feels like noise, like
yeah.
I just need to just shut all my thoughts off. I just feel like I'm trying to do so much at once. I can't stop myself and focus on one thing. And that's
you're bringing up past. You are doing a lot there. Okay, so one minute it feels yes, I'm like flying. The next I'm like I'm like falling,
overwhelming.
Like the whole time. Yeah. Which is like this again. So it's like your sugar. You're heightening. You're down. You're dipping.
That's it. That's it. I'm up and I'm down. So
go get hypnotized. I think we spoke about that too. 100%. Kieran, go do that. I would say another thing, the tracker, don't get so caught up about that. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys the truth, right? Depends what personality you are, depends how much you need a tracker in your life. I have never, ever done the tracker. But I know what I need to do. But I'm a circle. and I don't like squares. I do not work with, okay, number one, bullet point number two, Jesus, that just kills my spirit. I'm like, I can't do that. I know I need to do 5 new people personally, 5,000 anyway, every month, I know that I need to book in at least a minimum of 2 parties a week. I know I need to do this to, 12,000 QV in my central district every month to earn AIT. I know that I know what I need to do. So I'm just doing it naturally. Okay, but until it becomes natural, you need to force yourself to do it normally, which is the tracker system. But if you're a massive circle tier, which you are, then it's more of a put off than a turn on. Yeah. Okay, that is a turn on for people who need number bullet points. They need like Krista is all about that. She is so good at that. Okay, she's loves organization. So who else? Megan's another great square. I would say I put that person. Actually, Clara's not. Who else? Maritza is definitely not. Marie Louise is. She's definitely loves that tracker. She's all about the tracker. So. Andrea Spice, probably more not than is, but so you know what, it's going to turn you on and turn you off, but I wouldn't. But yes, the track is good if you need the direction, but if you already know the direction, you don't need. Does that make sense? I'm not saying don't do it.
I know what I need to do, and I know what I need to get done. If
you're doing all the messages anyway, then don't beat yourself up because you're doing the right thing, because you don't need to tick boxes, because it turns me off. I'm not interested in that. I never have been. I never had the tracker when I started Arbonne. I didn't have Discover Arbonne's was banned for 4 years from the UK from other teams. I had nothing, I was just guess, I was just doing what I could. But I knew if I kept doing everything I could, I would work it out eventually. I knew if I kept knocking the door of the universe. So same with you. Don't get beat up about that because you're a big
fat. I had the same tracker on the fridge for like 3 months. It's got 1 tick on it. It's all battered. I'm going to burn it. I'm just going to go and burn it and be done.
Don't bother the tracker. You know what to do. You're a district manager. You got there. Yeah. Maritza doesn't get on with it at all. So hey ho. But just but do it. Just do it anyway. I don't care how you do it. Just freaking do it. All right. All right. Me neither. Ha ha ha. Sally Ann. So nobody admit this. Danny Wells is not. Oh, she's going to hear this recording later. Oh, Danny, never mind. Right. Cool. Okay. Thank you, Tyrion. All right. Meditation. Report back next week. Cool. Next I have is Andrea Spice. You're my next one on my square.
Hello, everybody. So my week's been slightly different, probably not as productive in some respects, but really productive in others. So it was half term this week, so we went away. So it's me and the kids and my mum and dad, and I'm sure you can all relate when you don't live with your parents anymore, when you're then living with them, it can be a little bit at times. So I think what I've learned to do is remain calmer, because they do like to treat me like I'm a child, and they do forget that, I run my own house and I do all this, and it's like they don't think I can cook, and it's just because they care, but sometimes it can feel a bit smothering. So I find that I'd already learned over the years, because we go away a lot together, is the deep breathing and the calming down and not reacting, which the younger me would have just reacted to it. So it's not the reacting, it's the breathing and the calming down. And if it's all getting too much, I just go to my bedroom, and it might be to read, or it might just be to put the TV on for 20 minutes. It's just, just something out of time, because when I'm at home, I'm on my own all day. So I have a lot of quiet time. So I've been finding that, so this week I've been doing a lot of deep breathing, but we've had a really, really lovely holiday. We've had an amazing holiday. But I've also been trying to work on my personal space. So you laugh about baths or whatever. My youngest is 10. I hadn't, apart from last year, I hadn't had a bath since I was pregnant. I'm not a bath person at all. But when those bath salts came out, and I actually got around to using them, and I started having cheeky baths in the middle of the afternoon, because the house is just crazy. The evenings just fly by. The kids don't go to bed sometimes till I go to bed. So it's like, oh, I can't have this bath and think while they are all here. So it might be like an hour or two before pick up. I'll just go and tuck myself away, put the heated floor on, and just run a really warm bath with the salts. And I find it really calming, and just think about things, and, try and keep myself into a good space. Sometimes I might put a YouTube video on or something, praying that I don't actually drop my phone in the bath, but as in, so either a training or just something to listen to that's calming. But I really, really like all that. So I've been working really hard. I have been working hard for a while on trying to keep my mind clear. That this group has really helped me stay focused on that, if that makes sense. Because my headspace is full. My headspace is quite scary. And actually, I got off the plane this evening and we were in the car with Andy, and I just said, you know what, I'm done with all this crap. I just need to get everything finished. I keep putting off jobs. There might be typing up notes or sending off emails, arranging meetings, not Arbonne stuff, but non-Arbonne stuff. I need to get it all done, all cleared, because I'm fed up with all this crap filling my head, which then stops me doing the stuff that I want to do, because I'm like, oh, I should be doing that, but I'm still faffing about and putting it off. So that's been really important to me, to make sure that I get that done, because it is exhausting having a full head. The pause and reply that you were talking about earlier is something that I do, because that's very important to me. And I actually tell a lot of people to do that. So I'm in with a lot of groups of different people, and sometimes you can see it all getting a little bit het up, and I might be sat there giggling at what they've replied, but I will, if I know well enough, sort of speak to them and say, actually, do you know what, guys, don't reply. Even if you want to type your reply, type it in your notes or write it on a piece of paper. Don't send it, then go away, come back later, look at it, because actually it's not that important, and it's just not worth the reaction. It's just exhausting again. So yeah, I've had a really, really good week, thank you. I've been busy on my Facebook for my business, so even though I was away, I made sure that I had at least 1 or 2 posts going out every day, and I'd set the timer for them. And I did one day where I thought, right, I'm going to do a post an hour. So I sat there in the morning and scheduled my entire day, because then actually my son was taking my phone to use as a game thing. So I didn't have my phone for most of the day anyway. So that was quite liberating all in itself. But I have had a lot of nice time with the children this week. So they go back to school tomorrow, and then normal business will resume. So yeah, fab week. So thank you very much.
Thank you, my lovely. That sounds productive even when you're away. It's good to, like you say, with your folks as well. It's like you've grown up, and they kind of still have the old Andrea, and the whole kind of mollycoddling and stuff. But just to, keep calm and brilliant. I love it all. I love the fact that, and I know how much you're loving this group as well. Yeah, which is important. Yeah, cool. Yes,
thank you very much.
Thank you. No, thank you very much. Okay, so where is Marie-Louise? You are the last one, my lovely. Last but not least.
Hi, everyone. Sorry I couldn't make it on last week, and on a bit late, so I'll have to watch the first half of your training on catch-up, if that's okay, Fiona. It sounds like... Yeah,
just missed the first 5 minutes because I had a bit of a technical nightmare with my with my video, but we're all good.
Okay, fair enough. So my week, I guess there's sort of like 2 sides to it. In terms of activity, I don't feel like I've been a massive blur of activity. I haven't actually been doing my tracker, like ticking it out for a while now. I've been focusing more on like self-love, really sort of that self-care. So a lot of things that people have been saying today on this call have really struck a chord with me. But I have noticed some major shifts in how I've been feeling and thinking. So I'm celebrating and going, this is great. I know what I need to do, for the activity. But what we're doing here in this mindset boot camp is so important for the long term, for the future. So I'm really excited about how I am seeing things a bit differently. So I have been doing a bit of meditation, and been doing some in the mornings, and then yesterday I actually was sort of feeling a bit tired. It's been quite a busy week. I've been out every night apart from the Monday, doing social stuff. It's been nice. There's been really cool stuff going on, but it is, it still takes its toll. And so yesterday, late afternoon, I was just a bit wiped out. So I did sort of have a bit of a quiet time and put a meditation on. And it does make a difference. I am feeling the benefits, even if I'm not doing it you know, like 100%, because like in the mornings my son's kind of leaping around and give me a cuddle and then running off and kind of, I guess, disturbing me. But I feel that even if I'm doing it half-heartedly or being disturbed, it's better than nothing, and that he's probably benefiting from it as well. So I'm sticking with it. I'm slowly but surely shifting my morning to wake, you know, my alarm back earlier and earlier. So my aim is to be able to have like that miracle morning, you know, time to sort of have that me time to set me up for the day. But yeah, I've been really seeing the world a bit differently. like for example, I don't know if anyone's caught Marie Kondo's series on Netflix, where she's like changing. So she's it's all about reorganizing your home and stuff, getting rid of stuff. But she comes from this idea of that if it doesn't spark joy, you know, get rid of it, but you say thank you and let it go. And it's really along with sort of when I was listening to The Power on Audible, like over and over again in January, and that's like everything you come, you know, with love, you know, you feel love, you radiate love with everything. And so that idea of sparking joy, you know, I think, and Fiona said this to me in like calls when we've had a catch up, that I won't, well, I've had the understanding in myself through sort of some counselling and stuff like that, and having that deeper self-awareness of myself, that I've kind of lost that joy a little bit. Like I am a really happy person and positive and upbeat, but it's kind of disappeared somewhere. And so I've been really trying to rediscover that. And I think we all need to find those small ways that we can find that, you know, what does spark joy, you know, and having those connections with people, it's really important, I think. Yeah, and yeah, I've been having also a bit of a phone detox as well, and just sort of taking a bit of a step back of trying to make sure, or not try, but being more present with family or what I'm doing in that moment. So yeah, I feel like a lot of positivity there, and you know, I know that the next sort of couple of weeks, the next couple of months is going to be, you know, everything's going to start falling into place. And it's been a long time coming of me really sorting out my headspace, because even when I have been in like crazy high activity, something's been missing there. I haven't had that kind of, it's been like this uphill battle almost. It's been really hard. And like even like the other day I had this sort of like, you know, it doesn't need to be that hard. Like we tell ourselves that it's really hard to do this and it's really hard to do that. I mean, I was, just to sort of go slightly off piste a bit, volunteering on at my son's school on Thursday, because they had an art week, and it was a massive chunk of time out of my day, like out of my design business, out of doing really any activity for like Arbonne and stuff. But it was important I did it, and so many children were saying, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm not good at cutting this out, I'm not good at drawing that. And it really made me feel really sad, because I hear my son say it a little bit as well about things, but me and my husband are like, no, don't say can't, you know, just give it a go, you know, you practice these things. And that's what we're doing, aren't we? We're doing the best we can, we're learning, we're growing, and we get better.
Absolutely. No, you're right. And I think as well, what you're saying about learning and growing there is that, you know, this is just something you like, the skill set. So we've all learned how to use a mobile phone. We've all learned how to drive. We've all learned, you know, so we can learn to do this business successfully. It's not such a hard thing. It becomes, I had a message from somebody, she's kind of gone quiet. And then I just reached out to her and she said, you know what? She kind of said she wasn't going to do Arbonne, but she is. now. Well, she just sort of said, you know what I'm finding is I'm not stressed about it anymore. And in fact, I can't help but talk about Arbonne. I went to my kids' had a birthday party and I was speaking to the moms there. So I can't get Arbonne out of me. It's like inside of me. And now I'm doing it because it's great fun and I'm enjoying it. I'm not feeling pressured by it. I'm not making myself feel. And I was like, you have just found the magic key to Arbonne. I feel like that all the time. I never feel anything but joy. Like my world is
I'm
that way.
Like that now. Like I don't have. I mean, I feel like I need, and the next step for me is to duplicate it and do it more. But in terms of when I am having, meeting someone or chatting to someone, I feel really okay about saying, do you mind doing me a favour? Can you think of some people who might be interested in trying the Arbonne products or the business that I can, there's a great incentive this February. And I'm not kind of going like, can or apologizing for my existence anymore. And you'll know from me, Fiona, because I'm on your team, that how much of a major turnaround that is for me, from where I was at. Like I've been an undercover Arbonne agent for so long. I've been so slowly but surely kind of going, right, now I can talk about the products. The top products are amazing. And then the big step that I've been growing on is the being comfortable talking about the business. And I just feel like I feel really excited, like that it's sort of this growing excitement of what's to come, and also just really with the people that I know and what I've learned about timing and the universe and stuff, that I'm trusting that the 2 years that I've been in Arbonne, and that okay, I haven't had this team, or the team I've got right now, it's not the right time for them. I know that's because I need to grow me, that the universe is giving me that grace to grow that skill set, so that when I'm ready, that everything will just kind of explode or like snowball as it should. So I'm no longer going, oh my God, I've got this team and they're not doing anything, or how typical, or anything like that, or like if someone cancels or this, I'm like, that's fine, that's made space for this, or okay, well that's okay, it's not. Whereas sort of if that had happened before, I would have probably been this like massive mess on the floor. Whereas
no, you're not. Cool.
Like this is just how it's meant to be.
Amazing. Thank you, Marie-Louise, for sharing so much. Time is up, 8:30, so I'm going to end this call and then get the area managers. So Ali, I'm going to come off and then we'll come back on. So I'll do another recording as well. And then just want to say again, thank you so much, everybody, for giving me your heart. And we will last week next Sunday. So so proud of all of you. And Marie-Louise, just to end on that, the student arrives when the teacher's ready, and the teacher arrives when the student is ready. All right. Mwah. Lots of love, everyone. Good night.